Hello everybody, my name's Kindramada, and today we're gonna be playing a game called Bohemian Killing. Not really quite sure what it's about, but it seemed interesting, so I thought, why not? Let's play it. New game. Hint, remember that during your testimony you're not creating history, you are lying about what has already happened. In Bohemian Killing, there are hundreds of possibilities. You can frame other people, lie, manipulate evidence and witnesses, plead guilty, or even act insane. I know what my tactic is. Oh. Oh, there we go. It's 10, 16, 11, 16. Press 1 to draw your dagger. There are interactions that will skip time. Try it by using the book on the table. Bloody handprints! Read a book. Hey, what if I didn't want to read a book? God! Skip dialogues by holding E. During your testimony, it will skip a single dialogue line. During cutscenes in the courtroom, it will skip an entire scene and begin your next testimony. Oh boy. Will you two just lie down and not fight for once? Gosh, is that too much to ask? Is that me? Because I'm kind of ugly. Just kidding. I'm French. Wow, that dress movement though. You two need to stop fighting. Goodness gracious. Press LMB. LMB. Is that like a special key I don't know about? LMB. LMB. I think I killed her. Oh, left mouse button. I'm stupid. That's okay. Happens to the best of us. Probably not true. You never know. Could happen to the best of us. I am loving the soundtrack.
Monsieur Eaton.
Hello. 'Tis I.
Monsieur Eaton.
Yes. Hello. Hint! You can skip dialogues by holding E. I already know that.
Monsieur Eaton, I'm talking to you.
Thank you. I get it.
I'm sorry, Monsieur le Président. I was thinking. Do you understand the indictment? Sorry, but I have to ask the prosecutor to repeat. Monsieur Eaton, do you consider it to be a joke? You're charged with a serious crime. Please stay focused.
Moi? Never.
Monsieur Prosecutor, please continue. As I said, I accuse Alfred Eaton of murdering Marie Capet on the 17th of October 1894 in Paris. That day, Alfred Eaton was at the theatrical premiere of Prométhée, Vol du Feu, which took place at Opéra Garnier. As it is apparent from the testimony of witnesses, the accused left at about 8:30 p.m., before the end of the banquet. At about 9:25 p.m., he rented a room in his name at the Caucasus Hotel, which is adjacent to the building in which he lives. It was in that room that approximately at 11:16 p.m., Marie Capet was murdered.
Murder.
Next, the accused returned to his house, and at about 10:05 p.m., he entered his apartment in the company of Marie Capet.
Marie Capet.
It results from the fingerprint analysis. It did not show the victim's fingerprints on the outer side of the door, only on the inner. Alfred Eaton, by means of deception or threats, led the victim to his secret workshop, which is located on the first floor of his apartment. The police report did not indicate any signs of struggle or resistance.
Obviously.
The accused probably wanted to test on Marie Capet the prototype of a torture machine of his construction, which was in the room along with medical tools and manuals of torture.
I wouldn't do something like that.
When Marie Capet realized
Oh my god, this
what
is
the
so
accused
long.
intended to do, she grabbed a metal rod lying in the room and hit the accused on the head, which caused a
Bonk.
real threat to his life and, according to doctors, may have caused unconsciousness. The fingerprints of Marie Capet's left hand were found on the rod, as well as Alfred Eaton's traces of blood. Traces of blood were also found on the floor of that room. At the time of his arrest, the accused had an extensive wound on his head, as confirmed by medical examination. Seizing the opportunity, Marie Capet
So
fled
tempted to
from
skip
the apartment.
this. But it could be
She was strapped
important.
in a hurry.
It's gonna be
This
super
was
loud.
confirmed by her numerous fingerprints secured on the inside of the door of the apartment of the accused. Then, Marie Capet ran into a nearby hotel, the Caucasus. It was the same hotel in which the accused rented a room. As it appears from the testimony of the clerk, Marie Capet was extremely stressed, repeating the word doctor and police. Probably she wanted to call for help. When the clerk went to get some water to calm Marie Capet, she disappeared. The next day, on the 18th of October, about 8:32 a.m., a maid found her body in a room rented by Alfred Eaton. It was covered with numerous fingerprints of the victim and of the accused, and had traces of the victim's blood. The immediate cause of
'Cause
death
I
was a
stabbed her to
severe
death.
blow to the abdomen in the liver area with a blade of about 14 centimeters length. The murder weapon constructed by the accused was secured in his apartment. Marie Capet's unwashed blood stains were still present on it, as well as the fingerprints of the accused.
So what
The
I'm
accused
hearing is
also
I'm
charged
innocent.
by the testimony of one of the neighbors who passed the accused at the front door of the building in which they both lived at about 11:30 p.m. The witness testified that the clothing of the accused was stained with blood. Unfortunately, the said clothes were not found.
Oh no.
At the time of committing the alleged crime, the accused was sane, which means he acted consciously. For committed crimes,
Crazy.
the accused shall be liable to life imprisonment or the death penalty.
Has the accused finally understood the indictment?
Oui, Monsieur le Président.
Does the accused plead guilty to the charges against him?
Non, Monsieur le Président.
Does the accused want to provide explanations?
Oui, Monsieur le Président.
Monsieur le Président, could I ask you for some conversation time with my client?
Of course. I just wish it would not take too much time. We've already wasted too much of it.
Monsieur Eaton, please note that you can look through evidence at any moment. It is available by pressing tab. I will...
So, my dagger, designed and manufactured by me, so unique, found in the secret workshop of the accused. Washed traces of blood were found on it, as well as my fingerprints. See, does that face not scream ugly murder? Romany. Where's Romany? What is Romany? Class, blue, height, 1.08 meters. Brown eyes, naturalization, left hand. Marie Capet. Born in 16 school because of my gypsy origin. But I dreamed of a better life and social advancement. I had a prototype of vending machine. Blah, blah, blah. I don't feel like reading all of this. Metal rod, these forks.
I will show the defense evidence to the court at the time of your uncovering during the testimony. It might surprise the prosecutor.
I
If
don't know what that
necessary, you
means.
can recall the string of events according to the prosecution by pressing the Q key. Will you need my help during testimony? I will give you my advice and remind you of important facts and events. We are ready, Monsieur le Président.
Then let's get started. Monsieur Eaton, what were you doing on October 17th, 1894, from 8 to 12 p.m.?
There was a theatrical premiere of Prométhée that day, which was sponsored by Le Feu, in which I am the... There was a theatrical premiere of Prométhée that day, which was sponsored by Le Feu, in which I am the lead designer. Starting at 7 p.m., I was at the premiere at the Opéra Garnier. Around 8:30 p.m., after the play, I found that I did not want to attend the dull banquet, and instead I preferred to work. I said goodbye to Hugo Argent, président of Le Feu, and I drove home. I got there at about 9 p.m.
Boy, oh boy, oh boy. Ooh.
For a moment, I admired the charms of Montmartre. I opened the door and entered the building where my apartment is. There was a letter for me from the Ministère de la Justice.
Monsieur le Président, this is the evidence marked with number 2. It clearly shows that my client designed his interrogation machine with only the best intentions. According to his plan, it was supposed to be forwarded to the prosecutor's office and law enforcement agencies to improve the effectiveness of interrogation. The prosecutor's suggestions that my client has supposedly intended to use this device to torture helpless women is hasty and completely untrue. This letter only proves that the accused was looking for application of his torture machine and had not found any support from Ministère de la Justice, so he decided to test it on an innocent woman.
The court supports the view that the mere fact of an offer to the Ministère de la Justice does not constitute sufficient evidence that the allegedly accused acted in good faith when creating such a device.
I cannot listen to it anymore. Can I leave?
Then I opened the door and stepped outside. For a moment, I admired the charming streets of
Whoa.
Montmartre. Later, I wanted to stop the car and go for a ride, but it ran out of fuel. From l'Opéra Garnier, I already returned on fumes. I opened the door and walked into the Caucasus Hotel.
It'd be funny if I just walked in and out, in and out.
I opened the door and walked into the Caucasus Hotel. I opened the door and walked into the Caucasus Hotel. I opened the door and walked into the Caucasus Hotel. I opened the door and walked into the Caucasus Hotel. I opened the door and walked into the Caucasus Hotel. I opened the inner door.
Wanna go shopping? Poisson, tomate, fromage, pomme, l'œuf, jambon. I want poisson.
I bought a few things from my vending machine. I spent a few minutes talking on the phone. I wanted to rent a room in a hotel, but the clerk said that a room had already been rented in my name. He said it's on the top floor and gave me a spare key. I must add that the conversation with this man was not held at about 9:25 p.m., as according to his testimony, but at a different time.
Monsieur Eaton, do you claim that you did not rent that room?
Oui, Monsieur le Président, but I knew it could not be a coincidence. The name Ethan is not that common.
So you tried to learn more from the clerk?
Yes, however, he hid behind his professional secrecy. I knew he wouldn't tell me a thing.
I do not understand one more thing. You live next to the hotel, so why did you want to rent a room there?
Sometimes I meet up with some girls of the Moulin Rouge, and due to my reputation, I prefer not to do it in my apartment.
Did you meet Marie Capet face to face?
No, Monsieur le Président, never.
I understand. Please continue.
I opened the door and walked out into the street.
I have no idea what I'm doing at this point in time. Let's just go explore Paris. Crouch.
For
Little
a moment,
birds.
I admired the I do not recall that. For a moment, I do not recall that.
What the heck? Did I get...
I entered the Café de Paris cafeteria. I wanted to drink some good wine and eat a piece of cheese. A group of Parisian rabble tried to throw me out, screaming that there was no room for gypsy thieves. They beat me and threw me into the street. I was all covered in blood.
Did you report this fact to police officers?
No, Monsieur le Président. I decided that it was not worth losing my time.
And why is that?
A second of my work is more important than the lifetime of each and every one of those plebeians. Besides, if I had reported it, I would have done them a favor.
What do you mean, Monsieur Eaton?
In jail, they would have had better living conditions than those holes that they call houses.
I understand. Please return to your testimony.
I go to my house to
I opened
wash
the door and
my
entered
body.
the building where my apartment is. Then I opened the door. I stopped to read the announcement.
You think I'll walk?
Then I used the stairs. I decided to use the stairs instead of the elevator. Then I opened the door to my apartment and entered.
have a nice house. Yeah, I'd like to get this blood out of my view. Where's my bathroom? Where's my bathroom? Unclean.
Washed off the blood.
The accused rented a room on his name at the Caucus Hotel, which was adjacent to the building in which he lives. It was in a room that approximately
I tried to play something on the piano. I must add that I cannot play, and the piano is just for decoration. I opened the elevator grate. I used my freight elevator to go to the basement. Then I opened the grate of my private elevator. I examined the condition of the pipe which delivered packages from a local warehouse to my vending machine.
Oh, it's so interesting down here. Back to my house I go.
Elevator grate. I took the freight elevator to my apartment. Usually I use it to take up boxes with parts from the basement. Then I opened the elevator grate. Then I used the stairs. I watched the frames hanging on the wall. I loved their simplicity. It enhanced my creativity. I examined my new invention's prototype and considered what else should be done. Then I opened the door. I opened a hidden door behind my bookcase, leading to my second workshop.
Can you explain to the court why you have a hidden workshop?
I work there on my secret projects that I create independently of Le Feu.
I understand. Please continue.
I checked if the designs of my most important invention were still in place.
Please tell the court which invention these designs are related to.
No, it is classified information, Monsieur President.
Good. Please continue.
My journal, in which I described the construction process of my interrogation machine, was on my desk.
Monsieur le Président, this is the evidence marked with number 3. It clearly shows that my client had only his best intentions during the construction of his interrogation device. According to his plan, it would be forwarded to the prosecutor's office and law enforcement agencies in order to improve the effectiveness of interrogation. My client also wrote that the first test of the machine would be conducted under the supervision of the Ministère de la Justice.
Thank you, Counselor. The accused may return to his testimony.
Well, thank you.
I picked up the mechanical dagger lying on the desk.
Why do you need a weapon, Monsieur Eaton?
I wear it to ensure my safety.
Do you feel unsafe?
I am a wealthy gypsy. At least 1/3 of the population of this city wants me dead.
I understand. Please continue.
I opened a hidden door behind my bookcase, leading to my second workshop. Then I changed into some clean clothes. Then I opened the door. I used the stairs. Then I opened the door.
Senna opened another door.
For a moment, I watched the fireworks over the rooftops of Paris.
I love how they say Paris. Paris.
I opened the inner door. I put my groceries into the cabinet in the kitchen.
How did I plead insane?
Then I opened the door.
'Cause I would like to know that.
I opened the door and walked out into the stairwell.
Good for you. Walking is important.
I knocked, but no one answered.
I just want a
Then
cup of
I used the
sucre.
stairs. I wanted to turn off the lights in the hallway. I knocked at Monsieur Brissot's door, and he called back after some time.
Do you always visit your neighbors at such odd hours?
Monsieur Brissot is the only neighbor I like. I believe with reciprocity. He goes to sleep late, and sometimes we like to argue about politics and the influence of La Révolution on today's France.
Please, return to your testimony.
Thank you. Really important that I make it look like I wasn't the killer. Whoa, you have a nice house.
I opened the door to the living room. For a good 10 minutes, I talked to Monsieur Brissot. And again, we had an argument about La Révolution. Monsieur Brissot felt regret that in modern France, the high birth was no longer relevant. Also, he boasted that he had hired a maid. I do not know where he found the money for her salary and did not see any effects of her work. His apartment was a mess, as usual.
Wasn't that an odd thing for you?
Yes, Monsieur le Président. If someone hires a servant, one can expect order. And in this apartment, there was none.
Did your neighbor say anything else about the maid?
Yes, I was going to say it. It turned out that it was Marie Capet, my old classmate. We grew up in the same city, and I had not known that she had moved to Paris.
So you admit that you knew the victim?
Oui, I knew who she was.
Should I go visit her? Melly! Oh, well, I'll just
I opened
leave.
the door and walked out into the hallway.
Ah, sorry. I would pregnant. Why does my mouse hate me?
I decided to use the stairs instead of the elevator.
Ooh, let's go shopping!
I checked it. I opened the inner door. I noticed that my neighbor still cluttered the hallway with his old bicycle. Then
I noticed
I
he's a
opened the
jerk.
door and stepped outside.
Because he clutters the hallway with that stuff. Montmartre.
I do not recall that part.
Final downtown. See why there's a woman lining.
I entered the nearby
Entrevue.
Caucasus.
Entrevue. It's 9:45. Good to know. Good to know. Good to know, don't you know?
Then I opened the elevator grate.
Oh,
Then
2 seconds.
I took the elevator to the second floor.
So pretty.
Then I opened the elevator grate.
Guess there's only one. Several rooms.
I opened the inner door. I opened the door and entered the room. I read cultural announcements.
What important event? The accused entered his apartment in the company of Marie Capet, or let her in. Probably wanted to test on her the prototype of a torture machine of his construction. When the woman realized that the accused had intended to do, she grabbed a metal rod lying in the room and hit the accused in the head, seizing the opportunity, and Marie Capet fled from the apartment. Almost hit the wrong button.
Later, I tasted some champagne from the ice bucket. I
thank-
wanted to shave, but I cut myself with a razor. I was all covered in blood.
Another. Can I take a bath?
I took a bath, washing away any traces of blood. I suddenly felt an urgent need to use the toilet. As I walked in, Madame Capet was standing by the desk, counting money from the suitcase. She didn't notice me.
Why are you following me around, woman?
I went out into the corridor.
Kinda weird that she was just counting my money for me. Like, no, let me do that.
So, you claim that you did not kill Marie Capet?
Oui, Monsieur le Président. When I left the room, Marie Capet was still alive.
I understand. Please continue, Monsieur Eaton.
I tried the door handle to the hotel room, but it was closed.
Why did you try to open the door to someone else's room?
Loki.
Honestly, I do not know, Monsieur le Président. I guess I was just curious if it would be opened.
That's fine.
I opened the inner door. I stared out the window at the quiet street of Montmartre.
Montmartre. I don't know what to do exactly. Don't know why crouching is an option. Let's go down a floor.
I opened the elevator grate. Then I took the elevator to the first floor.
Run. Oh, what are you?
I opened the elevator grate. I tried to open the door to the hotel room, but it was closed.
Private. Still wanna go in.
I tried to open the door to the hotel room, but it was closed. Then I opened the elevator grate. I took the elevator to the ground floor.
I don't know what to do anymore.
Then I opened the
Can I go
elevator
swimming in
grate.
the pond? Because that'll make me.
I threw a coin into the fountain of the hotel lobby.
Hello.
I checked the guest book. There was my surname and a signature which I recognized immediately. It was the signature of my father.
What? What is going on in
Monsieur
this game?
President, the evidence mentioned by my client has already been presented by the prosecutor. But I must add that we commissioned the handwriting expert. This is the proof marked with number 1. It states that the signature appearing in the hotel guest book really belongs to Antoine Eaton, father of the accused.
Then Monsieur Antoine Eaton will be re-examined as a witness. The hearing will take place at the next trial.
Oh my god.
Duly summon the witness. The accused can return to his testimony.
Do I want to go have dinner?
I tried to open the door to the restaurant, but it was closed because of the late hour. Later, I opened the door and walked out into the street.
And I passed out drunk.
Then I opened the gate.
Oh, why? Why are you doing this?
For a moment, I admired the... I do not recall that one. I looked at slogans written by the rabble. They incited to the new revolution. I read cultural announcements. I looked at the poster of the play Prométhée, sponsored by Le Feu Company. It was the exact premiere where I had spent the evening. I opened the door and entered the building where my apartment is.
Okay, now I'm a witness. I'm not quite sure what to do.
I opened the inner door.
Wow.
I closed the inner door. Then I opened the elevator grate. Then I took the elevator to the second floor.
Snicker, if you scratch my wall, I will be upset. Tall ceilings.
Then I opened the elevator grate. Then I opened the door to my apartment and entered.
Stop glitching. Then I looked at my... Oh, wait a second. I'm a vampire. I don't have a reflection. Squeeze through.
I examined the new sculptures in my apartment. They beautifully fit the decor and the marble. I looked into the warehouse in which I store some parts of my machines.
Ah! The mouse doesn't like me.
Then I used the stairs.
Was there another way to get upstairs? I don't
Then
think so.
I opened the door.
Goodness. Can I close this? It's kind of creepy. Close. Yeah, I guess I'll just go to sleep.
I was tired after the banquet, so I immediately went to sleep. I was even too tired to undress.
Is it all you want to testify, Monsieur Eaton?
Oui, Monsieur le Président.
And so I close the hearing. It is time to present your positions.
tried to trick himself off the responsibility. He used cunning rhetoric, trying to hide more and more of his new lies. However, in view of the evidence presented by the prosecutor, I have no doubt that Alfred Eaton, defendant who appeared today before the court, murdered Marie Capet in cold blood. Please, let the High Court not be deceived by his tearful stories about a poor gypsy from the country who gained his success with hard work, and which
I
Marie
hardly
Capet so
said that.
cleverly tried to destroy. It was the accused who destroyed the life of a poor girl and her family with full premeditation. And what did that poor girl do to deserve such cruel fate? She
So
was
many things.
searching for a better life, and was
Blah,
employed as a
blah, blah.
maid in the city.
Ooh, a prison cell. That works so well. Need a letter.
I am in a deep regret that you had to stand before the court accused of such a terrible deed.
I know.
I assure you that I deeply believe in your innocence and will do my best so that you can continue to work for the glory of Le Feu and toute la France. Cordialement, Hugo Argent. You gypsy scum. You can be sure that you will take responsibility for what you have done to our daughter. You will be beheaded, and even neither your millions nor your connections will be able to help you. Is the stolen money not enough? Is your wrongdoing to all these poor people not enough? You had to tear everything away from us, including our only daughter. Death to the rich. Vive la nouvelle révolution.
I'll just go to sleep, because who cares about all those letters? Because it's either death threats or...
Please hurry. The court is ready to announce the verdict.
But I was sleeping. Goodness
Verdict on
gracious.
behalf of the République Française. The court, as present, hereby finds that Alfred Eaton, accused of murdering Marie Capet, is guilty of the charges against him, and
Darn.
sentences the accused to the death penalty by beheading on the guillotine. The executions will be done in Prison de la Santé the next day.
So I'm essentially dead. That's good to know. I get to watch my own death. Do I get to watch my head fall into the bucket? Goodness, that'll be so amazing. I've always dreamed of this moment. Okay. So there are 8 more endings. I guess I can try. I'll play 2 more playthroughs of this game. And I'll play the rest of it on my own, and maybe I'll just record everyone and just see which endings are the most interesting. But I kind of want to know what the I want to figure out how to make it look like I'm crazy. Like maybe just sleep for like a consecutive like 20 hours. Like you can't accuse me of anything. So goodness gracious. We'll see. But thank you for watching, and if you like this video, hit that like button and subscribe today, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!